I started a hotel.
Hotel, oh okay.
Restaurant.
Okay.
Restaurant. Within 6 months, huge flop. Lost everything. In fact, in a way, it's a blessing in disguise. I learnt a lot. Because I had zero money. Then I started tuition along with my father. I pledged my wife's thali or Mangal Sutra. My thali, so I took it back. So even my mom's as well. So it's a.
That was
Yeah, when I started, because I didn't have money for checks. I didn't have money to get to deposit for the rent. I had nothing. So, and my wife, when my wife's family, when they saw, they were shocked, right? Anyway, but I was cool actually. The time I was school, but I know what I was doing. So I used to say there's a difference between stress and challenge. Challenge is always exciting. 800 classes, handle every day.
including offline, online.
Online. So I'll be getting like 2,000 reports in a day. Most of the reports you get it from Testpress, of course, your Testpress. And something's happening, Kumbonam, like 5 batches happening at the same time. Today's this English teacher didn't come, that guy didn't wear the shoe. Those things will be coming up back to it. Online is easy. You can track can control the quality.
I mean, I've seen many of the offline institutions who built their own app. The problem there is they take that project or decision out of emotion. And it has become a sunk fallacy. They keep investing more and more money into the product, and by mistake, they are also investing the founder's time on their pet project. And you need a right team to build it, right? Most of them would outsource to some vendor, and they wouldn't.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone. Today we have Bharath Seeman, a founder of Chennai Race. Chennai Race, which was started in 2012 and have trained about 5 lakh students, and it's one of the renowned institute, if I could say, in the competitive sector, who have been training for railway, banking, as well as TNPC exams. And it's a great honor to have you, Bharath Seeman, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. And this will be a very good session where we can actually explore all the journey that you have been passed, because as I can see that it's been a miraculous journey from 2012 till now, and you're about to do 100 crore business by this year. Right, so
It'll be around 90 crore.
90 crore. That's just like
closer. Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you so much once again. And so, how are you?
Actually, I'm good. I know. Our journey with Testpress has started around 2014, I believe. It has been a wonderful journey, and you have been our. I would say it's one of the best support I can ever get. This company, the statistics we see every day, the reports we see every day, all these things we get from Testpress, and all the decisions are made because of the reports we get from Testpress. So far, it has been going good.
This means a lot. Thank you.
I want to understand, what led you to start Chennai Race? Why did you start Chennai Race? We were curious to know more about that.
Okay. First of all, during my college, I used to take classes. So I was the head of placement training. My job is to make sure that my classmates and my college mates get selected into the Infosys or TCS. So again, it's about aptitude, reasoning, all those basic stuffs. And only I think we had only one book called R.S. Agarwal. It's one of the standard. I would recommend that book. So I used to take class. Students would come and ask me. My friends used to come and ask how to solve this in a better way, all those stuffs. I thought I had a knack for that. Even reasoning was very, very interesting. Aptitude and reasoning, those stuffs kind of interesting for me. So even during a free time, I used to practice that way. And we had a competition among ourselves that how to solve it in a faster way, better way. I thought I was kind of good at that. So maybe, and my father was also a teacher. Maybe I got it from him as well. So end of the day, I became a teacher. That's how it all started.
Inspiring, really. Like now I understand why this funds, logical, all those things comes into place. So you basically started helping your classmates for getting placed into the companies, and then led to the Chennai race. You eventually helped the students to get placed into the bank exams and.
Exactly.
So I have a question again. There are many placement training institutions, right? After completing your education, instead of choosing placement training, why did you choose competitive exams like which is bank exam? I mean, there could be a silly question, but I just want to understand why not placement training? Why the bank exams and government exams training?
Correct. I had some stint in Infosys, and I want to start my own business. I started a hotel, and it was a huge flop.
Started
I started a hotel,
hotel. Oh, okay.
restaurant. Within 6 months, huge flop. Lost everything. In fact, in a way, it's a blessing in disguise. I learned a lot. Because I had zero money. Then I started tuition along with my father for 10th and 12th students, failed students. So it was happening. Then my father said, okay, maybe you should prepare for some competitive exam. That's what he
Oh,
told me.
sir, your father asked you to prepare for competitive examination. Oh my God.
So I went out and I tried to study in one. When I chose an institute in Delhi, one I don't know
Okay.
any, and one in Chennai as well. And
For UPSC or for
first one for UPSC. Then I came back again and I tried something here as well. I realized that there's a huge flaw in the system. Usually it all starts something like that. So what happened is these institutes, even though they have some good results, but they just want to cover the syllabus and they will close everything. So I thought maybe the students' expectation is different from what the players are really, what they're giving. So I thought we can change a lot of things. In fact, when we started, we replicated everything, what the best place did. Within 2 years, everything was opposite of what they're doing. For example, it used to be a 3 months course. For us, we said, learn till you get placed. You know that, right?
I know.
Because
No, I've seen a lot of hoardings in TV.
right. So you can practice till you get placed. It was first challenge. And usually the institutes would say, when the class are over, get paid, you can go to your house. We would insist the students to stay here because you're not reading in your home. So stay here. And then we started the mains class. Then we started the interview session. So we started to bridge the gap. So the student wants to get a job, not to cover the syllabus. They want to get into this job. So we started to do one thing. But after 1 or 2 years, when we compare, our version is totally different from the other institute version. So we started our own, the lab. Of course, computer lab was common across other, colleges it's common, schools common, but in competitive exam, no. Library, no. But we did it because it was the right thing to do. Students asked us. I would say most of the things, or I would say everything that happened in race, good things happened in race because of we listen to the feedback of the bright students. Listen to the feedback of your good customer. That will solve a lot of problems. When you understand the pain, people will say, like, sir, I couldn't write. I have seen some bright students, they fail in the online test because they haven't practiced yet. So we started a lab, online lab. And right now it's you can go to any institute, you can see a lab.
Correct.
Now it's common.
Back in 2012,
It was not there, but when you start, it was the right thing to do. And now it's pretty much common. Now it has become basic standard. Wherever you go, you see it's there. So that's how we started. And I would say evolve. You may not have the correct plan day one, and the plan we had in the day one and the things we were executing after 2 years, totally different. But it's the right thing to do. Even today, we still believe there is a better plan. There's a better scenario to change few things. But That's how we should work.
So it happened. Okay. So I'll summarize. So you prepared for the competitive examinations in Delhi and Chennai, and you found a gap like most of the other institutions were still covering the syllabus. They were not helping to prepare or practice for the examination, and that's where like race had pitched in and then helped the students to prepare for the examination than just covering the syllabus. Right? Superb, sir. And I still remember that back in 2014 or 13, small holdings which get, I think 90, initially you started with the 90 days program, right? Like initially, and then you move to that till you get placed. I think nobody in the industry were giving such a,
No one.
I think like till you get placed, nobody was
No
giving it.
one mentioned it.
Super. Thank you so much for this, sir. Yeah, like building the business is not so easy, right? Like,
You know it better, I think.
we all know. What are the major challenges you faced? How did you overcome it?
So, I think for it's parts and parcel of every entrepreneur. It's not for every human, I believe, challenge. But the way you see things, it could be exciting. For example, uh, I pledged my wife's thali or Mangal Sutra. Yeah, my thali, so I took it back. So even my mom's as well. So it's a
That was
yeah, when I started, because I didn't have money for chats. I didn't have money for I didn't have money to get the to deposit for the rent. I had nothing. So and my wife, when my wife's team, family, when they saw, they were shocked, right? Anyway, but I was cool actually. The time I was school, but I know what I was doing. So I used to say there's a difference between stress and challenge. Challenge is always exciting. So it's exciting in a way. But probably maybe I was younger. Maybe if this challenge is, maybe if I ask the same question, maybe if I have to do the same thing again, I may have to think about it a lot, because now it's all about secure life, all those steps. But back then I believed it will work. It will take some time, but I believe it will work. So those things are there. Competition says usually people hate new players. That's what I have seen. Usually new people, even it includes me, people do not like the newcomers, and that's default mode. When someone comes as a new player, people say, why? People have trust issues, not like hate. They won't trust. That's what I think.
you mean the students will be difficult to trust the new players?
When I have seen people coming for a demo, but then they will join the competitor. I thought our demo was good, and we gave lots and lots of things, but still people were they didn't, the competitors, because they have been there for some years, and that's advantage we have right now. But I think that was one of the challenge we had to face. I've seen people coming for demo, they sit, and they would finally think, okay, that competitor is doing, it has been there for now 20 years, so let's not. So I think that mentality, for example, my brother likes Ilayaraja, then he doesn't like A.R. Rahman actually. I don't know. He thought, because for him it's right. So for my kids, Anirudh. So we all get stuck. For some people it's Sachin Tendulkar, and for some it's Dhoni, for some it's Kohli. And people hate newcomers. Someone comes in bat really well, people say, no, he's not equal to. I think it's human nature. It takes time. But then you will see few people will trust you. People will trust you, or they may not know about the competitor. They have no idea about the competitor. They trust your advertisement. They come, and you make sure that these first customers. My first customer name is Roshni. Now she has a kid, and she's in another field. She trusted me.
Okay.
So she gave some 4,000 rupees.
First student.
She was my first student, yeah. So even now I talk to her, like in 13, 14 years. So she gave the 4,000 rupees. That was the first bill. So she paid the money, she went back, and after a few minutes she came back. Am I the first student? She asked. I thought she's going to ask for a refund. I said, there are other students coming, we have book. So when she came for the first class, we had no students. It's awkward because she has to sit alone. So I made sure that my staff sit among with her as her students. Within 2 days she found that.
Okay.
So I know this Akka, she was she was the one putting the bill, and I know this Akka as well. She spoke to me on the phone. I tried few things, but
Then she got refunded or she
no, she didn't
continued
get the
the
refund.
Okay.
Luckily, she didn't get the refund. So that's why I still remember. I still get Roshni is my vice student. I used to call for all success meet. She would come
Super,
and
super, super. This is really, really funny.
so you have to start. It's tough, but it's okay. Getting first student, second student, it's easy when once you get into 10 student, 100, then it's become easy to replicate.
Getting the first is the most difficult.
Yeah, you have to crack it. Then she brought other friends because she felt lonely. She brought her other friends.
This is a nice idea. Also, like bring one kid alone, make her sit alone. She will bring
Just she bring
other
other. So
students also.
that's good.
Okay. So I understand getting the initial few students was the most difficult.
For any business, I believe, because you have to bring the trust. Trust won't happen. Uh, um, maybe like when we started Veranda AS, people trusted us.
Yes.
Yeah, when we started Veranda AS, people trusted us. Because we have been in the business, and we still face the same problem when you go to other states because we are new. People know us in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, maybe some part of Karnataka, but when you go north, people, who are you? Why should you be studying from here on the institute doing well? So yeah, getting the trust, earning the trust is the toughest part.
That is the for getting
Default mode is go to the guy who is doing well, who has been there for
Already
last
there.
20 years, 30 years. Go with the
flow.
Yeah, that's what.
Herd mentality, like. Okay. So this is like
Now it's working in favor of us. Yeah.
Initially, getting the students' trust was the most challenging. I'm sure that would have been not the only challenge. You would have faced any number of challenges in the journey of 13 years. This is the initial part of the challenges. Like after the mid fifth, sixth year, what would have been the
I think the challenge was like, usually even today do we have to go for one more branch or not? Scaling is also the challenge. Like, do we have to scale now or not? Do we have to do this or not? Those things are there. Other challenges involve like typically this we have like like off season, on season. How much you spent on marketing? Is it working out or not? There are few things you cannot even measure. For example, we do some TV advertisements. We did some paper advertisement because I have strong belief. I always believe that if the product is really good, then you should market in a proper way. People tell that people will talk, word of mouth works. Word of mouth is really tough. Word of mouth happen, but right now there are too many distractions. People are not going to talk about, hey, I saw this institute. No, they don't have time. They'll talk about Ed or whatever. So you have to advertise, and how much you spend. That's because when you go, because we went for him. People still remember us because we went for huge advertisements. We did a huge advertisement, paper, TV. Even when we were very small, we did a huge thing. And I think, if you ask me, I think it looks like it's one of the worst decisions I have taken, but it worked out for us. It worked out for us. But logically, it could be the worst decision. It could have flipped another way because I spent huge money on that. Because I trusted the product. I said, the product is good. That's a huge market space. It should work out. And I don't think any player is doing what we've done. Once I had the trust on the product, it worked out. So marketing spend is always a question. Do we have to stop the marketing? Do we have to still? And that's one of the toughest questions we face even today. How much should we spend on marketing? How much should we spend on this, that? Is TV ad is really working? Is Tandi ad really working? Because it's 40 lakh. Boom, done. How many calls are we getting? Like, past 2 days, just you got 400 calls. You wasted the money. No idea. But after 6 months, people say, I saw your ad somewhere in paper. We don't know. We don't know how to measure. And one of the challenges. And I think it's pretty much, it happens to most of the companies in India, I don't know, across the world. Your salary, meeting the talent. And right now, when you have a good teacher and they have their own channels, they move out, they pull your audience. Those are challenges we still have today. It's for any company, it's for any industry. Within online education, your best staff, your best teacher might move out and will start his own. Because we don't have control over it. He is because starting channel is just push out the button. You just go and start the
channel.
Yeah. And But I also, so online has this issues, these challenges. But end of the day, if your system and process is really, really good, then that will take care.
So attrition in coaching is also the same issue. People leave.
It's there, it's there.
Okay. And this was running. I mean, I think we've already discussed in person, like after the meeting, but we'll discuss now also about this. I've never seen a coaching institution advertise like this in my life before Chennai race, at least. I remember during the first meeting, you were saying, if I have money, I would advertise. And during the time Kabali was released, you remember, like Kabali or Kala? Kabali only is released. They were doing an advertisement in AirAsia and the flights. I remember you saying, if I have money right now, I would do advertisement similar to Kabali.
You
So
won't
these kind
believe,
of
we sponsored 3 cricket matches in India, and India was Australia.
oh, sponsored 3 matches. So I would say this is
We
weird.
did that.
Okay.
We did that, yeah. Go ahead, you were asking something.
So I would say this is a weird that actually. How these start? How are you getting these starts? And what was it? I mean, you said like the product was good and you wanted to really take this to the people, but at this scale, right? Like when you don't know the industry of the coaching industry size, and what made you to put so much heavy monies on the
Okay, number one,
advertisement?
actually, I kind of guessed the market size, to be
You
frank.
guessed it already.
I
Okay.
guess, for example, you have n number of schools, you have n number of universities and colleges. Now, what will happen after the university? What will happen after the college degree? Once they get the degree, they search for job or they go for higher studies, right? There are few options left, 3 or 4 options, right? So, assume they go for the job. They will search for a job, right? So, you see there are a few options again. And the biggest thing is, we're Indian, in India, they want to have safe and secure job. That's the code here. Safe and secure job comes from bank or SSC or TNPSC, competitive exams. So I thought that, and again, the syllabus for these exams is pretty much same. Like aptitude, reasoning, English, and even you got like 65% in college, or you get some low marks in, you just graduated, even you got very low marks, still you can start again. So I thought the landscape is huge for us, market for us. So, and before someone jumps in, I want to make sure that we want to do that. And wherever we fail to do this, we have tried this in other states where we didn't do this kind of branding. Our growth rate is not so big. We did this because I saw the vacancies are coming up, and once I start to believe the product is really, really good, I have seen students getting passed, clearing the exams. Once they cover the syllabus, once they cover the program, they're getting this job. Now I understand, okay, our product is good. Now it's time to go ahead. And I always wanted to grow across Tamil Nadu. So once they see this in TV or in paper, they have to remember this. So I was discussing with someone today, what's the brand? Branding is a simple thing. So when you go out, you want to buy something, you saw 5 random names, and one particular name, it seems like you heard it from somewhere. You'll buy that. Even when you go for voting, out of 5 or 6 things, you remember like some name, positive or negative. When you hear, like, I think I heard about this, you will vote for this. So familiarity is what branding is all about. So that's what we try to do. We went all out, we shouted. In fact, to the point we depleted money. You won't believe, for Madurai we spent huge money. It's like, in fact, we were competing with Chennai Silks. Madurai is still doing really well. Okay. Still doing really well. Everyone know about us because product is also good. That's what I'm saying. So now we have toned it down. I have seen on the other side, I have seen people, some followers would say, "Are we not doing really well right now because I'm not seeing your advertisements?" I said, like, our revenue that time it was 20 crore, now it's 90 crore. People that we're not doing really well. So I couldn't see your advertisement anywhere. Oh, are you good or are you making loss? No, we are doing really good. Yeah, it helps.
Okay.
It helps. So then after a period of time, you don't have to advertise.
Okay. Now the brand is itself.
When was the last time you see Aquafina ad?
No.
But when they started, you might have seen them advertisement having. So I hate to market, I hate to advertise. But it's there. Otherwise, your brand will not grow. you still see harpy cats everywhere, right? What's the other option? Do you know what other option?
No, I don't.
No,
I don't.
right? Why are they doing for the past 30 years, 40 years?
Yeah, I've seen that. Some.
There is no other. What do you think of any other brand?
No.
No, right? Why are they, we know for sure that they are mono. I have no idea even who the second brand is.
HUL and all like daily doing advertisement for all their products.
Once you see, when the ad ends, you see HUL coming up, right? You see like back to back 20, 10, 12 ads coming up back to back. They choose everything. So whenever you want to buy, you buy. So I think it's required. It's hard because it's very hard to convince your people, very hard to convince the team that it's going to work out and there is no way to measure. It's really hard. I still remember I gave some 50 lakh check to Tandi. That time I had like only 45 lakh in my account. I couldn't pay the salary. I couldn't pay the lot of things are there, but I gave the check. Then later, like after 5-10 minutes, I started to feel that
5 lakhs.
I have to get 5 lakhs from where to get all the stuff. My team was not happy because how can you so stupid you spend all the money on this spot? You won't believe within 2 days I was getting our calls increased by like 200-300%. I can't say 2,000%. You're getting 20 calls, suddenly you got to get 200 calls every day, 200. Next day, within 2 days, we got so many calls. We had to take more and more classrooms. And I thought, okay, kind of worked out. Luckily, it worked out for me because I said our product is good, trust the product, people will clear, never go for advertisement. And it has worked out for us.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I think this is common across all the advertisement. Like measuring the offline advertisement is very, very challenging, right? Even now there is no product to measure the offline advertisements.
No.
It's just a call and the sales. If it's sales increasing,
Correct.
it's working. If sales is not increasing, it's not working. That's the only thing.
Listen, okay, we're all married, but you have been seeing the Huggies ad or Johnson's baby powder throughout your life, right? But once we have the baby, first thing is go and buy the Huggy, right? That's it. Doesn't mean that we'll be pitching to wrong guy. Why are you pitching to 12? No, it's on your mind. Make sure that once the studies are over, come back to this institute. That's what we were planning and kind of worked out.
So whatever you bet you did, it's worked out. And challenge was measuring was a challenge and
Yeah, we
convincing
have done
your
some
team.
stupid things. For example, one of time we went for full page advertisement and we didn't even put the phone number. we spent like 50 lakhs on that. We forgot the phone number. Why are you not getting any calls? Why are you not getting any calls?
That's all. 50 lakhs gone.
And again, Malarama, it's a 50-second ad.
No phone number.
Not phone number. We didn't even display what is Veranda Race. Because it comes at the 48th second. Instead of giving it 45th second, this guy gave it 50th second. It was 55 second. Our guy created for 55 second.
They stopped
They
at
cut
50
50
seconds.
second. So they saw something like banking, exam, all these things are happening. But who is doing what?
At least telemedia, you can stop the advertisement, you can give a new
Next day I
advertisement.
gave it.
But in the paper, it's all gone, right?
Canara Bank, I said, we are seeing, so people are watching, people getting the medals, all these things are happening. But what was that?
Actually, that would have worked in a positive for you. Like, it would have created a curiosity. Who is this company? Who is this company? Next day,
I think we advertise for State Bank of India and Canara Bank. It's like, the people are supposed to deposit more money in those banks. No, hey, our ad got cut. So, yeah, we did those stupid things. And
okay, so I would have got your heart attack next day. 50
had,
lakhs without
we
a
had,
number.
kind of survived, right? Now it's a joke, right? Most of the things, that was shock. Like,
Without number, like, what you did to the creative design people? Like, who did the design?
approved by me, right? So, whom to blame? So, our guy did everything, all the stuff was there, but luckily we had this race.
Name is there, then they can Google.
I know, like, so, no phone number. For people who are seeing this stuff, okay, these guys are so big, they don't even giving phone numbers.
And they said, still you would have got the calls, right? But numbers would not be given.
They searched and they came. But yeah, it worked out.
So, I want to discuss about this also. I think online is easy to scale. People say that. Offline is difficult to scale and it's very, very expensive to scale also, right? And you did this in the offline space. Yeah. Not many has done it successfully over a few years. Right? Like, congratulations, first of all, for scaling the offline at this scale. How do you handle the, do you really see online competition for offline institutions?
No way. Actually, in fact, they perfectly complement each other. To the point, I would say, in another, maybe in 4 5 years, people will not use the word online or offline education. Education level, because you may see people, I mean, even government is giving tablets, government is setting up smart board across all the schools, all, because there are certain elements which makes offline very powerful, and there are certain elements in online which is very, very powerful. You can see the reports, individual thing, lot of things can be tracked in online. Going purely online, going purely offline may not be the right thing to do. No, not the right thing. Sooner or later, it's going to be, you will see every school, every course, it can be any course, you will see both are happening. Even online can survive alone, but offline cannot be survive alone. No. Online is going to be everywhere. I would say 100%. All learning will happen offline plus online.
Online also I don't think will survive alone. Will not survive. Online will not survive alone. The recent problem with I personally feel, I think I said the same thing in the other interviews also with other educational entrepreneurs, right? People come here because they don't have discipline. If they had discipline, they would have cracked it at their home itself. They don't need to come join. I mean, online, right? Online doesn't give you a discipline. They conduct the class, you come and attend. Whether you want to attend. Whether you want to take the test, take it or no.
Correct. That's what I used to think 7 8 months back.
Okay, somebody just now. Okay.
I used to think like that way. Then we start to see the results in the last 7 8 months. Our online results have outnumbered offline results.
Okay.
When you ask which branch gives me the best result, it's online.
Oh my God.
I never thought that. I thought online is just chuma thing. No,
Okay.
people have taken this seriously. I thought like, okay, people get distracted. They will watch for 5 minutes. They will move to some YouTube. No,
Oh my God. Okay.
I
This
understand
is a
that.
new thing for me also.
That's what I'm saying. So when I saw how come this online coming up, then we checked it for the past 4 5 previous exams. It's a trend. We missed it. Then it is that no, online is not a chuma thing or hobby thing. No, people are taking things seriously. Of course, they sit at 8 o'clock in the morning. They go till, and we may see that as a rare thing, but there are people they have adapted to this.
Okay. They are doing it seriously from the home itself.
Yeah, very disciplined.
Okay. This is a new thing for me. Learning
Right now, you may have an app, but you're running, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've taken very seriously. Instead of having an offline coach, you still follow something like that. People have taken very seriously.
Okay.
I never, because I haven't taken that seriously. I have taken some online course from Udemy. I have bought some 50 courses, which probably I might cross like 2 minutes or something like that. Which is still there. I haven't even touched a lot of courses. But that's
So I understand. I mean, you said right. I said I'm using a Garmin app for my running training. If you have determination, you will do it. Determination is what split. I mean, determined students will use online and then crack the examinations.
so. But you make sure that the comments in the online is becoming successful because we have blurred the line. Not we means we are all the course. We have blurred the line. We call them, hey, what happened to you? You didn't attend the class today. What happened? You didn't take the test. Those things.
Doing it online also.
Do it, yeah. That's
For online students
especially
also.
online.
Mentoring is for online students also.
Online, yeah. We call them by name. Hey, Dinesh, you didn't see yesterday. What happened, man? Do you want the class to be taken again? Okay. And then he'll say, so, sir, can I take the class again? Sir, yesterday the class I couldn't understand. Can I have another teacher? Yeah, okay. Friday, Saturday, can we schedule? In fact, our mentors, teachers are incentivized based on the students'
Results.
interaction and the results. That's the end goal. That's the end goal. Right now, online
Students are getting results. Wow, this is really eye-opener for me.
very-
I should get.
even I didn't understand. I thought like it's chumma doing. No,
Okay,
they have taken. People have taken it seriously.
Great. Okay, so you adapt. I mean, I'm sure that Chennai Race wasn't adapting the online education till 2022 at least.
Exactly.
Right.
COVID pushed us.
How you could have handled the COVID better way, if you have got a chance now?
COVID. Yeah. COVID. It took us like few months to understand what's happening, and even I came from the background that online may not help the students to get the results. Those things was in my mind. But right now I don't have anything. You won't believe, in Kerala sometimes these hartals happen, strikes happen. That's very it's a common thing. That days we conduct online classes. Even for offline courses, you sit back in your class, sit back in your home, attend a class. So we don't miss the class. it will take 2 hours for us. If tomorrow something's going to happen, we'll adapt quickly. Let's go online. We'll go online. So, and COVID pushed us.
COVID made you online. For most of the offline institutions, COVID made online.
COVID, but yeah, it pushed us. And right now we are very, very comfortable, and we feel, in fact, it's easy to compare a lot of things online as well. Lot of,
Compare.
I mean, offline we have to track few things. Tracking.
Okay. Tracking the students. Okay. Tracking students.
Easy.
Okay.
And you can control the teacher because it's only one teacher, all those things. Because right now, in a day we take some 800 classes, we can handle every day.
Including offline, online.
Online. So I'll be getting like 2,000 reports in a day. Most of the reports we get it from Testpress, of course, you also Testpress. And something's happening. Kumbhodanam, we like 5 batches happening at the same time. Today's this English teacher didn't come. That guy didn't wear the shoe. Those things will be coming up back to back. Online is easy. You can track that. Can control the quality.
Okay, so you adapted online right now after the COVID, and things are really
Well, you won't believe, and our online revenue is growing well as well. Our online revenue is really
happy to know this. Like
that's what. People who started online, people believe that it's going to be online, is going to be there forever, and they started. And we say like online numbers are going down. No, for us, no, it didn't happen. And one of my regret is we should have started with online earlier. Earlier. We thought that online is going to compete with the offline. You won't believe races in Tinagar. We have online students studying from Saidapet.
Oh,
we have students from Saidapet. We have students
the
from
audience Saidapet is just 10 minutes or 5 minutes from this Chennai office, this race office.
We have students studying online because they didn't want to come offline. Their time is different. It's not like they're lazy. No. They have their own time. And most of them are homemakers. Their time is different. When we ask students to come at 9 o'clock in the morning, for them 9 o'clock is the time almost their peak time is gone, because they have to make sure that kids go to their school and their husband has to go to the office. So they are the one making these things going on in their home. So they can't come to the class offline. So by 9:30, how can they come? So online, it's okay. They sit after that. So before the kids come, most of the time when we take an online class, sir, my kid is I'm supposed to get back. I have to get my kid back. So can I go now? Most of the time, and they clear as well.
I think then I mean, I'm aware of this. Maybe the audience or people watching, right? People are actually thinking online is gone. If you see the funding, none of the online institutions.
We have seen our revenue, you know how it's going, I would say, and the revenue and results as well.
So we've seen many of the online institutions not able to get the funds, and they are online means like online players, Edtechs, I would say. Edtech is the right word to use it. Are shutting down or reducing the numbers. And I think what they missed is they were not focusing on the result. If you are online, if you are focusing on the result, doesn't matter whether you're online or offline.
Exactly.
Ultimately, result is what the matters.
Why offline? We talk about no, nothing.
So I understand, like whoever missed the, I mean, couldn't make it sustainable or make it profitable, or I mean, what do you call, like grow further. It was they weren't focusing on the students' result. They were focusing
I would
on
say when we talk about this, I have seen people creating courses fine, but people buying courses. I think the metric they see is number of courses sold today, all those things. But do they have metric of how many students joined and how many students completed the course? When was the last time you see someone like this question we asked to ask ourselves? They bought this, but they didn't use the course. Why? Because that's not a good thing. Because they bought something that's useless. Why would they buy? So it's like buying a bike, not driving. You can't think that, oh, we just sold the bike. No, they have to use it and they have to experience the bike and say, wow, that then it will brand them. So even in online, it's a reference.
Okay. So I think most of the online players are counting the number of sales, not counting the number of classes they have come. I mean, for students watched, and you know what? Most of the online players right now don't even give the examination for their students.
No.
We see. I mean,
I know. You are the one. Yeah, you know exactly.
Many online educators doing online courses. 99% of the online educators don't provide the online exams, test at all for the students, the competitive examination space.
It's really hard. I mean, people hate writing tests. Students hate writing tests, actually. But the only measure we have, if you actually we have like 25, 26 checklists for our mentors. But if you ask me to remove, if you ask me to have only one thing to follow, I would always go for number of students taken the test divided by number of students admitted.
Okay.
Test taken by students admission. That's the only thing ratio we check. It should be above 70%. It means like out of 100 students, 70% should
have taken
write
the
test. I'm not talking about the marks here.
Just
Forget
writing
the mark. Let him take. He could get, he might get 10%, he might get 100%, it's fine. But every day mentors would post, these are top 3 students. These are, these students, this is what expected. So we have this method. We mentors or our teachers' salary or incentivized based on the tests taken. Even though we have like 25 checklists, 24 is for other purpose, but only one thing we very clear is this thing. We call something called the AQS, Academic Quality Score, where we rank the branches. We have like some 40 branches. We rank the branches.
45 branches. Oh my god.
48. So we could have made it in 100.
Okay.
But it wouldn't work out because we don't have that much to. It's easy to scale. That's what I'm about to say. It's easy to scale.
Offline also.
You won't believe. Oh, that was the first question, but you're doing. It's in fact scaling is the easiest part. You won't believe.
For the offline institutions,
Scaling is the easiest part. I'll tell you what's the toughest part. You have to sit in one place, make sure that your product is really good. It would take 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. Then you replicate. You write the process, you write the system, make sure that everything is precise, execute. Maybe you might have read it. For Indigo Airlines, you know that Indigo Airlines is the only one who is doing it profitably. Out of the, some 18 other aircraft, they've gone, right? You know what? Right from day one, they have been profitable. For each flight, air hostess is supposed to follow some 105 checklist. 105 checklist. And six things for her hair alone. So, because that's the process they have set. That's the system they have set. Once your process systems are really well written, it will take 3 or 4 years. I can give multiple examples. You take Theo Brahma. Theo Brahma, it's a famous bakery.
Okay.
Right? Right now, they made some.
I've seen it. Okay.
They blew. But for the first 5 years, single company. I can give you multiple examples. You can think about it.
Even DMart also same thing, right?
Yes.
First store was for 10 years and then only they started.
I think that's the working because you know for sure this works, this doesn't work. You know for sure. You understand if you're studying, let's say you start some hotel, you make sure that you know how to sweep, you know how to cook the chapati, you know how you should know how to make the best dosa. As an entrepreneur, you should know. Then you know, okay, don't mix this, do that. 3-4 years will take its time. But you get 5-star reviews, are you getting enough customers, or is the customer referring, why they are not referring, why the customer is not coming back. Once you analyze these questions, you get the right product. It will not happen in a day, it will take 3-4 years, but then it's easy to scale up.
But what I meant by scaling is like financial. Not the process would be
People
easy.
will come.
Okay.
People will come. You know, raise scale because people.
I mean the partners for
Partner
taking
will
the
come.
branches. Okay.
You can't do it on your own. But by the time, by 4th or 5th year, you'll be very confident that it's going to. Because you will be demanding the partner. You'll be saying no to a lot of partners. Even today, that's happening in race for Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and Kannada. We are saying no to the partners. We say no. This is enough. Maybe later we'll see. That's what we're saying. But that demand should come from partners. Hey, can I have a franchise of yours? That should come from the partners. You can't push.
Okay.
Trying to grow too fast, too soon is not. I think it's a dangerous strategy. Probably might have worked for few people, but I don't think it's going to work for people. Wanted to become Starbucks in a day one. No, Starbucks, McDonald's.
It took for more than multi decades for them.
Correct. It took them some time. So stick to brand. You have to be patient. Usually you're not patient, but stick to the brand and make sure it's really well. Right now it's easy to spread the idea as well, and people they will forward the message. If the brand is so good, people will spread it.
Okay, sir. And actually, as Testpress, right, we are really happy to be partnered with you since the inception. Not inception, maybe just 2 years from the inception. Like we've been for 10 years working with you, and we working with Race was one of the turning points for Testpress. We weren't. We were starting in 2014 only, and the moment we started working with you, we were also growing along with you, and we were also newcomers.
Right.
How did you first choose
I
the
still
Testpress?
remember the day you came to my room on the day one. You pitched me the idea,
Yes.
and both of us were young. You're still young, I believe. So you came up with the idea, we talked, and actually I liked you when you came up with the idea. But by the time we had coming to the other guy, and the good thing is you used to send some messages here and there, here and there, here and there, here and there, so that so when I am coming out from the first LMS vendor, I would have come previous vendor. So what exactly happened is the previous vendor, I was supposed to pay him some money, and he had some needs. So I was taking, I had some collection, I collected money. So I went to them. Uh, they used to speak nicely. So I went back. I was giving them money. The minute I entered, they got the money. They vanished. Actually, the office was there. I was just standing. I was saying, hey, okay. I thought, am I going to get some tea or going to discuss something else, some off topic or on topic, whatever. They're all gone. Like, maybe they have some urgency. I said, like, where is this guy? I used to speak. Where is he went outside. Oh, no, we got it. We got it. Wow. Right. I was standing there for not 5-10 minutes. I had no clue what's happening. Then I felt bad actually. Okay, there's nothing. What is this? Why? Maybe. I felt bad. So while coming downstairs, I called you actually. I said, while coming downstairs, right within the building, I was calling you. I said, okay, then I said, let's do this. Then after 3 or 4 days, they came back.
It's too late.
I'm sorry. And you have been very flexible, I would say. That's the right decision we took. I'm happy that we took that decision. You guys have been very flexible. It comes to everything. And you understand, and you are one of the, I think maybe you are the only one in this sector, only one in the sector who is doing profitably. It's not that easy. And you have very good control of your team. So whenever we have some issues or when you come up with some ideas, you guys sit and work on this. Sometimes when we get some errors, we used to call you, come here, sit with students, solve the issue and go back. So this I would say for any company, for any industry, you don't have to outsource everything, but there are few things which you should give it to some experts, and you are kind of like that. So I have seen few institutes trying to build their own LMS and failing miserably. Luckily, we didn't go in that path. People, it's tempting. Why can't we build our own LMS? It's tempting, but no, we don't have that. Let's leave it to the experts, and you are the expert, and you have been growing. I'm really happy that you're growing, and you have the right set of clients now, and you'll grow better. And sooner or later, and even during COVID days, you helped us with video streaming. Everything was costly back then, and you came with some simpler options, which didn't bite us, and it was very, very easy. And my brother is your biggest fan. We are. Said, look, this is what they have done, and you are very, very innovative. You know how things work, and and we are really happy that we become partner at the right time, because you were also growing at the time. We're just scratching, and we partner at the time. You guys are really, really nice to us, and whenever we get an error or whatever time it be, you treated us in a proper way. That's what.
I think that could be one of the important decisions you've taken. I've seen many of the offline institutions who built their own app. The problem there is they take that project or decision out of emotion.
Correct.
And it has become a sunk fallacy. They keep investing more and more money into the product, and by mistake, they are also investing the founder's time on their pet project. And you need a right team to build it, right? Most of them would outsource to some vendor, and they wouldn't. It is one of their projects for them. It is not the main project. Many institutions, not just the money, the founder's time would have spent in it,
Correct.
and they would have winded up.
There was time we met in Kerala, and you were pitching for, and we acquired that.
Yeah. Still, I don't know the name of the founder. Still, the founder is building the one more. We'll cut it, all those things. I can tell the number. I can keep adding the numbers. Many institutions who failed because of building an online platform.
I think you don't have to do that route. I mean, that's the conscious decision we have taken. Let's leave it to the expert. And you don't have to do this. And you have tighter control. You know how stuffs work, what's working. Why should we go in that path? We are good at creating questions. We are good at teaching something. That's the thing we do. And lesser things we leave to the experts.
And one more thing I wanted to tell you, like you are focusing more on the examinations than the classes. That is, I would recommend to all the institutions, coaching institutions who are doing test is one of the important factors everybody is overlooking it. Test is the vital role for the
Correct. Actually, so
success.
it's the only thing that can help, I believe, for students. Students hate to write tests, but test is everything. Write this many tests, you'll clear. In fact, from the data we got from Testpress, students who cleared the exams took almost 124 mock tests.
Wow.
Yeah, there's students who cleared the exam.
124.
Mock tests.
Wow.
So that's a number. That's an average. Some might have taken 80, some might have 150, but that's an average. 124, that's a number. So I have seen people who they won't even take a test. They don't take mock tests because they hate it. They want to do it in perfect. And if you're taking class, recommend test. Test is the only way to measure the outcome.
The performance of the students. So where do you see, like, how do you see the next 5 to 10 years in this coaching industry, coaching space? What do you think will change? What will remain same?
As I discussed, 5-10 years, I believe this thing will be blurred. I don't think people will be calling something as online or offline because education. Competitive exam will also get tougher, I believe. And people are also okay with the competitive exams because kids are writing Olympiad, and I have seen my kids question. It's very, very hard, very hard. Reasoning questions, aptitude questions was there, and they're kind of getting. And by the time they reach their age or whatever, and actually it's one of the best way to select a student. Maybe later they will also add psychometric test, probably later stage. Believe probably in the later stage they will also go for some customized test possible in the real exams. That's the thing. But again, you have no clue what's going to happen. But this is going to be here forever.
Training wise, it's going to be no online, offline. It's going to be only one.
There, yes, it's going to be a single thing, and people will not call it again. Yeah. One last question.
Last thing, so what are the books you would recommend for the fellow entrepreneurs, or any resources which you would recommend?
Okay, I think you do discuss about books, and
I got the habit of learning books only from you.
right, it's I think. I would say for entrepreneurs, if you say for marketing, I would strongly suggest, not for marketing. If you're an entrepreneur, I strongly suggest Seth Godin's book, All Marketers Tell Stories. Right, it's a very good book. All Seth Godin, who is an author, marketer. I think he was also CEO of Yahoo one time, and he's writes amazing books. One, and Ray Dalio's Principles. Please, Ray Dalio.
Okay, Ray Dalio. Okay.
You might have known him. Some Bridgewater's. Okay, famous investor. Life and Work Principle. Please do read. Very, very interesting. You would ask a lot of questions after reading it. One. And the Almanac of Ravikant might have read. And yeah, those are few books. And it's better to read some biographies of people. And once you start to read biography, I'll also recommend Nike's biography. Nike, it's called Shoe Dog, about Phil Knight. You will cry once. You will weep once it gets over. Like, Nike story. What could be that? You once you start to read. No, what will happen when you read biography is you start to compare our situation with their situation. When you see that their situation was way worse than ours. So in a way, we comparison is the key to happiness. So, oh, that guy went through this. At one point, his son commits suicide. Something like that will open. Nike's son. That happens. Like he goes through all through that, and he won't even mention how much money he has now. He never talks about money. Struggle after other. And so I would always suggest read. And Elon Musk's books. It's also very interesting by Walter Isaacson, recent book about Elon Musk. And once you read, you will be a different person. Once you start to read this, I can bet the way you speak, the way you talk will definitely change once you read these books, because you are seeing others' life very closely. So Those things are there. So read biographies. I would suggest autobiography because it has filtered edition, but so go for biographies. It has all the plus and minuses better. So yeah.
Super, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for your valuable advice and sharing your journey. Thank you.
We'll see you next marathon, I believe.
Definitely. We'll try to run next Chennai.
We'll go for
together.
next
For sure.
half marathon. We'll do it together. Right? Okay. Thanks. Thanks for coming. Right. Thanks.